What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Multiverse Monologues, the show where we like to travel across the multiverses and fandoms that we love to talk about the movies and TV shows that accompany those universes. I'm Ethan Wensloff, your co-host for today's journey through the multiverse, and joining me, this guy right here, Micah. Micah, how are you?
I'm doing well. I want to re-emphasize what he said. It's the multiverses that we love and the movies that accompany those movies and TV shows. So it's not necessarily that we love every single film that we watch, even if they are related to the multiverse of MCU. And that's especially apparent today. Ethan, what are we reviewing today?
Today we're reviewing something, probably the most unique thing we've reviewed on the podcast. If you know, we've reviewed bad films before. Howard the Duck, Elektra. Well, Howard the Duck, maybe. Micah's kind of hot in that one.
We even watched Morbius.
We did watch Morbius.
And Morbius was pretty good. We haven't gotten there in our watch through yet in our marathon, but it's coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. But we did watch it opening night.
Yeah, we did. We did something a little different today. We watched, if you read the title, we watched Spider-Man Lotus, the fan-made film.
Yeah, what is this? This is a movie that I hadn't heard about till maybe 2 weeks ago. It was a Kickstarter for a fan-made Spider-Man movie by the fans for the fans of the fans. It raised $100,000, which is really small, but actually is a lot. That is the most a fan-made movie has ever made on Kickstarter to fund a project like that. And
it's one of the most expensive fan films of all time.
Congrats. Like, that's awesome. Did they use that money wisely, Ethan? What do you think?
Full on review. So yeah, there's passion behind this project, maybe, but
there's passion. Is there?
There's
is
emotion.
There, is there care? Oh, there's a lot of emotion.
There's a lot of emotion.
Is it good emotion?
No. So all respect to the filmmakers and the work they've gone on to. We're ignoring all the politics that surround this film and the production of it.
We're talking about just the film,
just the movie itself. Yeah. We watched this, all 2 hours of it today.
Both hours,
and nothing happened.
It's available on YouTube.
Time.
If you guys really want to watch it, it's on there. Just type in Spider-Man Lotus. It's not worth your time.
You're not gonna enjoy this film.
My main gripe with this movie is so the summary is Gwen dies at the beginning of the movie. Spoiler alert if you're even gonna watch it. And the rest of the movie is everyone just crying. Yeah. That's it.
Well, you're missing the most important plot of the movie. There's a child.
There is a child. Yeah. And he helps Peter to learn that the hero was within him all along.
The hero were the
heroes were the friends we lost along the way. Yeah. And really, the movie tries to be so deep that it doesn't touch into any of the parts that make us like characters. It jumps right into, okay, this is Peter being depressed. Why should we have any empathy towards him? Why should we show him any sympathy? This guy just is mourning Gwen for two full hours.
When you think of fan film, do you think like depressing, boring, scene after scene of just
why is it boring? Why is it boring?
Because every scene is supposed to be this big emotional scene, but there's nothing to separate the scene of depression and then another scene of depression and another scene of depression. It's just depression over and over. And then the drama's not even interesting. We know Gwen died. Yes. Amazing Spider-Man 2 did it better. Of course. This is just...
Yeah, I think that what this is trying to do is it's trying to say, okay, Gwen died. How does every single character in the entire Spider-Man canon react to the death of Gwen Stacy? So the first scene, it's Peter. He's sad. Then we go to Harry, and he's sad. Then we go to MJ, and she's sad. And then Flash is introduced, and he's sad. But he was just introduced. Why should we care about any of these characters if they just show up to be sad? Like, why should we feel for these characters if we barely know them? Yeah, we know Spider-Man from all the other Spider-Man movies. And maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to have us carry the baggage of what we already know about these characters into the movie.
Well, it's a fan film, meaning fans made it, fans are going to watch it. No one who's never seen Spider-Man is going to turn this on expecting to get a story. But it's like, yes, you can tell like they wanted to maybe make a good film, but some of the details and attention to detail was just absurd, right? Like you have that scene. There's a scene when he's with the kid and he's playing a video game. They plug and play. It says 2008, copyright 2008. And
so we're like, when did Spider-Man show up? So the beginning of the scene, he's watching the 60s Spider-Man animated show. And then it goes to this 2008 game. And then Peter goes on and says, yeah, I've been doing Spider-Man for 5 years. Is it 5 or is it 50 years? Come on, man. Like what? 60 years. And like, yeah. And then he dies. The kid dies. Spoiler alert. And it says 2023. So we are confirmed that was the year that, also November 30th, 2023.
It's a futuristic film.
It's future. Or was it 25th? Whatever. November 2023. Who cares? I don't care. I mean, yeah, the kid was sad, but like his illness was, what was it? It was, terminating illness or something.
Terminally ill.
Terminally ill. That's all it was. It wasn't cancer.
Terminator. He came in.
The Terminator. Yeah. It wasn't cancer. It wasn't like some
named disease.
He was terminally ill.
Mm-hmm. And he dies.
Whoa. Yeah, and he dies.
But that's the whole, like, you think fan film, okay, yes, some of the acting is not going to be good. The CGI looked good for what it was.
CGI wasn't bad, yeah.
It was awesome.
Do you want to go into like favorite part and least favorite part? Do you want to? Because I feel like you're leaning into that already.
Yeah. So when you think of fan film, you want like something new, something that the fans haven't seen before.
That's what marks a good film, is if this is the only film you could do that in. And
like you think, all right, you're gonna make a fan film. Let's at least get fun Spider-Man scenes of Spider-Man being Spider-Man. This film it has one opening scene of that. It's him in the shocker, and the rest is just melodramatic, boring drama. And you think like the Spider-Man is such a fun character, and there's so much drama in all his stories. Like we've seen that time and time again. The whole Raimi trilogy is just depression after depression, but then Spider-Man grows from it. He moves out from it. But this, it doesn't do anything new. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. If you wanted to make a fan film, and you wanted to do something that no Spider-Man has ever done before, would you want to make 2 hours of just Spider-Man romping around being sad? No, you wouldn't want to do that. I mean, but this guy did.
So they had $100,000.
That's not much
to do this. But let's say this: me and you, how much money do we have? What's our budget?
I mean, I've got a couple thou in the bank.
Couple thou. Well, what if we were to make a Spider-Man film?
We've made millions on Multiverse Monologues.
Yeah, that's right. This is the biggest podcast / YouTube channel known to man.
Joe Rogan, step aside.
Yeah, get out of here. But what if we were to make a fan film, Micah?
You know what I would have in that movie?
What?
I would have action. I would have comedy.
Okay.
I would have killer cinematography.
Okay.
And I would have parkour. Those are the things that I would want in a Spider-Man movie.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, for example, we just watched The Dark Knight. That is everything you want out of Batman.
We cleansed our palate.
We had to. My tongue had a bad taste.
We finished Lotus. No joke. We had spaghetti, and then
we're like, "You want to watch Dark Knight?"
We watched Dark Knight.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we're not feeling as down. If we recorded this right after Lotus, we'd have a lot more negative things to say. But end of the day, it's a fan film, and yes, fans funded it, but it's just not very good. And I don't know if it's worth a lot of our time talking about.
Yeah, my least favorite part though is how it spends a good, it was probably 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes with no dialogue and just music swelling, and you could tell that they were trying to lean into it. They were like, oh, this is where Spider-Man's looking around this kid's room and he's like, wow, I make an impact on the world. But really it's just
look at all the Spider-Man lore in this room.
Look at how much money he spent on my merchandise.
He whips open a scrapbook. Oh, look at this time I fought.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. And then this guy. And then remember when you beat up the Sinister Six all by yourself? Wow.
That would have been cool to see.
Man, they had all these ideas, like things that we haven't seen in the other Spider-Man movies that have already been released. Like I said, what's something that you haven't seen before? Sinister Six. We haven't seen them all together yet.
Right.
Except if you count like No Way Home, but that doesn't count. No, that doesn't count.
Sinister Five.
Sinister Five.
Venom didn't show up.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
But what if we made the film, Micah? What if we made a fan film?
I could do that. Could you do that?
We did do that.
We did.
We did make
right
a fan
before
film.
we started this podcast today. We recorded. It's probably like a good 3 hours of way better footage.
Mm-hmm. So, for those of you on YouTube, it's gonna play right at the end of this. But if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you have to go to YouTube to check it out.
Full thing is going to be uploaded on YouTube. Check it out. Micah,
any final thoughts before our fan film plays?
The CGI in Spider-Man Lotus is pretty good.
Pretty good.
I think it looked pretty solid. Shaders were on point. The models were great. The swinging was actually pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. All 40 seconds of swinging in this movie. That's all I gotta say. That's all the positives I have. Oh, the wigs. What do you think of the wigs? Everyone had a wig in this movie.
Our fan film won't have wigs.
That's right. No wigs. We don't need wigs. All we have are masks, suits, and boots.
Mm-hmm.
And steelbook copies of Morbius.
So sit back and enjoy the ride.
Get your popcorn.
2 hours ago, I was bitten by a radioactive spider. And since then, I've been the one and only Spider-Man. Recently, there's been illegal 4K movies being sold on the street tops and alleyways. I don't really care much about it, but I was once told,
with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah.
Money? You got my stuff?
Howard the Duck, 4K. Morbius, Steelbook.
Howard the Duck.
Listen here, punk. Don't you listen to Multiverse monologues on our streaming platforms. Morbius and Howard the Duck are not good.
well, Micah said Howard the Duck and Morbius were good movies.
He lied!
This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
My son, never show mercy. Your mother is dead. She died because you sent her away. She was weak.
This looks so good.
There you go.
You can send our Oscar in the mail. Writer strike. We don't need them. Writers, I mean, we love you. We love you. We can give you a raise if we could. But honestly, we didn't even need a script. So I guess we don't really need the writers, do we?
We'll live to fight another day.
Let's see Daredevil Born Again film like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, please. I'll do it. All right. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you in another multiverse.